Good morning, guys. Welcome to my back porch. Thought I would take you on a little tour of my yard. Thanks to Jackie Littlemars, I got my yard mowed a couple of days ago, so it looks all pretty. So this is where I come and sit. I keep the chairs that I'm not using stacked and out of the way so they don't get rained on or I don't lose my cushions. I moved my little cinder block wall, and so I have my purple oxalis. There's mint up in the top there. Then I don't remember what that is, but then there is a what is that? I have to get over here and look. It's called Super Bell's Holy Smoke Calabrachia. That's what that is. And then I've got trailing verbena, mint, another verbena, as you can see right there. Mint. I got so much mint. Little plant that I've got going there. This is where I do a lot of my potting. Keep all my things here and pushed under there. The buckets you see out here, those are on the water line. They catch water when it rains, and then I put it in one of my water catchers. There's my soil bucket. This is my okra that I started from seed, and I will be giving some more away. So if anybody wants an okra plant to put in their backyard, let me know. This is one of my water barrels, and I do put the mosquito stuff in there to keep the little thingies from growing. Here I have 2 different peppers that I've planted, and I've got the cages to help keep them trained. In these 2 larger buckets, I have 6 tomato plants, and 5 of them are different varieties. So I have 2 that are the same, and then the rest of them are different. And then here I have 2 other tomato pepper plants. This one is not doing so great, but I hope it gets a little better. And then in my backyard, I have 2 compost piles. That one is a weed compost pile. That one is my food compost pile. I cover the food when I put it out there. Got here by my shed. In the middle of that is a grapevine. I tried to get it out because it doesn't ever produce. And then I know what this is, but I'd have to find the little tag for it. But it is one of the plants that I bought from the Grapevine Master Gardener's plant sale about 4 years ago, and it's just going great. I have 2 little rosemaries down here. I planted them here because it was just an open place that I had, and this one wasn't doing good to begin with. This one seems to be holding on. I'll probably water those later today. This is the gate to my backyard. And then here is my red raspberry bush getting ready to start to bloom. I watered it last night. And then there is my blackberry bush, which is already in bloom. As we walk up to it, there's a little plant that actually came back from last year. It's probably some sort of salvia because that's what I generally plant back here. Here is a English cucumber that I planted. I'm going to have to adjust the cage a little bit because I do not want the cucumber getting up into my lovely large purple salvia. Some of the blooms are starting to come up. I'll get in a little closer so you can kind of see that. Purple. It's going to be big, purple, and beautiful. And then down here, struggling to maintain, is my little tiny watermelon plant. And not doing so great. This is another type of salvia. And then the first 6 cucumbers that you see, this one, and this one, these are pickling cucumbers. They're going to be about this big, and I'm going to make pickles. You may be asking, Patrice, but why do you have the English cucumbers? Because I'm going to make pickle slices. These last 2, English cucumbers. Boop, boop. This is Angelonia, and look at that pretty red color. Actually, it's not red. It's a purple. It's a maroon. The camera's kind of taking the color out a little bit. Still very pretty. In the corner, I planted some corn. Just as a lark, I'm like, oh, hey, corn, why not? And then down here, I have 6 of my little okra plants planted. And then this is actually a combination. I think that might actually be coneflower, and then there's wild verbena in there. So as we get closer, this is the wild verbena. if you ever get this, this will grow. You throw pieces of it anywhere, it'll grow. And I think that's coneflower. And then a piece of wild verbena right back there. My okra. Salvia. Random coneflower. More salvia. It's my butterfly plant. And as it grows and grows, when this long piece down here gets just a little longer, I'll thread it up into my lattice. Another salvia. This one actually came back. More coneflower. Like I said, this coneflower and that verbena just everywhere. These are some canna lilies that Ethan got for me. These are supposed to be, I want to say, maybe orange and yellow when they finally bloom. This is a yucca that I got from my mom. This is all mint, julep mint. Ooh, yes. And then, hold on, I'm gonna make a turn. And then we're gonna go back over here, the part that I kind of skipped over in order to give you the rundown on the outside. This is my pansy and viola bed. Now, it's almost to the point, we're not quite there yet, where it's too hot for pansies. But in the meantime, I kept them well watered. Okay, the pansies are on this outer edge here. Okay, in the middle is Johnny Jump Ups in the front. Those are the violas. And then more pansies. And then that right there is one of my salvias. Right there. And then over there is another salvia. They come back. But you got to look at this Johnny Jump Up bed. And that's the colloquial name for them, Johnny Jump Ups. And they're actually what pansies come from. The big flower didn't come first. The little flower did. And a lot of the ones I have in here are the monkey-faced. The purple with the yellow bottoms are the bearded ones. And then I have purple and white on white monkey faces. I'm going to see if I can get a little closer so you can see these little monkey faces in here. Right there. So when you walk out here, you got a bunch of little bearded faces looking at you, being all cute and stuff. Now, when I first planted them, they were about that size right there. And that is an offshoot of probably things that I dropped and ones that I planted last year, you know, when I moved a lot of dirt around. So these are the ones inside the container. And then you have these wild ones that are just outside the edges. So I let them grow. And when the time comes, I will let them go to seed. And then I will pull the bodies. And then probably by that time, if my cucumbers have decided to expand, they'll come out and I might drop a cantaloupe in here. Don't know. All right, and this is one of the bricks that I water off of. All right, and my rain gauge. So we're going to take a little turn and walk back over here to this line so you can see what's going on. Super exciting, I know. This is another one of my rain barrels. And it is almost full. And no, it did not catch that much rain. These are a couple of extra trash cans that my daughter left for me. And it is 2/3 full. And this one just barely has anything in it. That stuff you see in the bottom is the BT that you put in water to keep the mosquito larvae from growing. This did have water in it yesterday. And I used it to water all of my freestanding plants. It was probably not even a quarter filled. And then when I got to the very, very bottom, I put the rest of it in this bigger bin. Then this is my backyard trash can. I do not mulch all of the grass that I pick up. Sometimes I throw it in the nearest can and I let that dry and dry and dry and dry. Recycle bin. And then right here, I keep buckets. And this is where they stand sentry. They're kind of cool. When I know that it's going to rain, I will pull them over and I'm going to put that, and I will put them on my porch right here. If you look on the concrete right there, that is the water line, the drip line from my house. And I will put buckets underneath that and it will catch the water. And then I will empty those buckets into the blue one that's over there. Ooh, the blue one that's right there. Or the blue one I showed you over on this side. There's why I like to sit. And then this is a pot of 3 rosemaries. I think it's 2 different species too. The one in the back is a little bit greener and hardier, and the 2 in the front. And they're doing pretty good. See how green this one is right here? I'm not going to touch it because it smells good. Yes. And then these guys are doing pretty good. And then, of course, at the top, I have my 3 strings of lights, 2 strings of purple and 1 string of greens. And sometimes I'll come out here at night, turn my little light on, sit out on the back porch. Oh, I need to show you this. This is a rain chain that Ethan got me. And so the rain just kind of drips down on that. When one of my big buckets is empty, that first one, that first green one right there, I will set it underneath so that it will catch the rain and won't make a divot in the ground right there. And then because it's not full, I can then move it back over there, and then I will also dump any extra water in there. So having these dump buckets works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. And those buckets are heavy when they're full, so I have to usually pour them off. Oh, the other 2 that I missed, those are my crepe myrtles, and they're called something flame. The leaves are dark, almost black, and then when they bloom, it'll be red. So it's very pretty, and that is actually right outside my kitchen window, so I can see those 2. So that's just a little tour of what's going on today. I figured if I gave you a tour. Oh, and that right there is a lantana that I planted. I'm going to actually put that pot in the front yard. And I just haven't moved it back there yet. I was like, oh, I don't want to put it out there yet. But it's just nice to come out and not have to tootle with anything. On any given morning, I'll come out. I might pull a weed. If there's grasses on the edge, I might pull those away from where the mulch is. But today it's 40 degrees and a little bit of wind is moving, so it's not humid outside. It's nice enough to enjoy. And I thought you'd like a little look into what Patrice does early some mornings before she gets up and goes to do other things. Not on mornings when I teach a bunch of classes. If I do anything, I just come out here and walk on the grass. So I do want to encourage you guys, if you have a backyard and it's pretty, I want you to walk outside on the grass, barefooted. You have a nice yard, walk outside on the grass barefooted. This will stimulate your feet, and in turn, it'll stimulate your brain, and it'll just help you feel a little better about the day. Thanks for tuning in, guys.